Not sure if the sound will even pick up. I was trying to get a photo of them, but I wasn't fast enough. Hear that? That's a, oh, there he goes. Hard to see, got some leaves between me and him, and now he's moving again. But that little chirping and then that other little noise, that's red-winged blackbird. Things with the leaves on them over here, these are more of the Callery pears that infect all our road right-of-ways. That fence is the end of the right-of-way for the interstate. And there's manhole there, so I'm walking down the sewer next to the creek, housing development up there. It's the other direction on the trail, so let's give you a little bit of orientation here. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's so much road noise, I'm not sure if that's even going to come out with the call of the red-winged blackbird, but try. If I can zoom in good enough to get him without being too damn shaky. I can never see worth a shit. And there they go, chasing each other. But at any rate, moving on. Another close-up of one of these Callery pears. See how it's more heart-shaped leaves on this? And you can see where it had flowers, and it was just whitening the sides of the road a couple of weeks ago. I still got a blackbird over there teasing me that I can't get him on film, but at any rate, moving on. Bumblebee. Not sure what happened to him, but I just fished him out of the puddle behind me. Sitting there drying himself off right now. Probably also trying to figure out how the hell he just got fished out by a giant, but he should be alright. I believe that's wood nettle. Might be stinging nettle. It's young yet, but not very hairy and didn't sting me, so. In a shopping cart. Somebody got lost on their way back from grocery shopping. But at any rate, moving on. I got kids up the hill throwing rocks, and I got people doing four-wheelers. There goes a red-winged blackbird. And these are the cattails. And here's what I mean about they go to rounder at the base. That's what a cattail looks like. They're round at the base, even though the leaves are kind of flat. They're flattened the opposite way, so that's how you can tell them apart. Obviously, they tend to hold the tops. But at any rate, moving on. Might call it a day soon. There's an elder just getting ready to sprout. You can see the little seed cones left on it from last fall. Clicking in the background, kids throwing rocks down the hill at the creek. At any rate, moving on. Maybe I'm going to try picking up that guy there. I got a lot of glare on the camera. But red-winged blackbird. It's their distress call. There's two over there just moved. The thing I hate about this camera, it's got an LCD screen, and I can't see worth a shit when I'm aiming at outside half the time. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's red-winged blackbird over there. And this stuff here is Dogbane. You can tell by the seed pods that are hanging there. They're kind of like milkweed, but long and thin and not as warty on the outside. They look like beans, but they got little fluffy seeds inside. Seeds are gone, but still got the pods on it. And that stuff there is duckweed. It's edible. Apparently ducks like it, but it only grows places where I wouldn't eat it. But at any rate, moving on. Been wading through the water barefoot because there ain't no ticks in the water. But looks like I'm coming out of the water in a heartbeat here. Not Bigfoot, Zigfoot. I get ready to cross the creek up here. It's a strange day. Yeah, I think they stopped following me. Anyway, this here's the Bladdernut. I knew of this patch before, and you can see the flowers getting ready to bloom here. There's a bunch of it along the bank here. Interesting plant. I wish some of them still had the little bladders on them, but I don't see any. They tend to persist a while into the fall, even into the winter a little bit. But at any rate, I guess I'll move on here. Not sure what the hell you are, but you're a pretty color. There he goes. Yeah, that was interesting. Oh, power lines are... 2 power line right-of-ways cross right here. But at any rate, moving on. There he is again. And there he goes again. The Virginia pine that fell over, so you can really see the top of them. Of course, stepping through the weeds here, I'm probably going to get ticks on me. But you can see the these were the male cones here on the end, and the new shoots coming out. And here's the immature female cone, and further back on the branch are the mature cones that have opened up. So this little guy right here will be one of them next year. And if he stays like this and doesn't die, maybe I'll come here and collect some seed, since I got easy access. But at any rate, moving on. Just wanted to point out the invasive honeysuckle here killing the trees. I keep hearing shit behind me. Not sure. I mean, there's houses up that way, but at any rate, just you can see the honeysuckle covering everything and choking out all these trees. And hopefully nobody comes blowing through here with a four-wheeler in the near future, because this little squiggly shit looks like toad eggs. Those strings in that one, and these strings here got a little bit of dust on them, but see if I can pick them up. So you can see the little eggs inside those strings. But yeah, that's the problem. These mud wallows that the four-wheelers create make good breeding ponds, and then the amphibians come here and lay their eggs. But then the four-wheelers come back through, and basically the eggs get chopped up in a blender. Ooh. And over there, not native, but well, I'm not sure if I can get closer without sinking up to my ankles here. But that big thing over there, well, I wanted to call it lamb's quarters, but lamb's ears. That stuff makes good toilet paper. It's fuzzy. There's another one over there. But yeah, I'm curious what the hell's growing on that rock over there, but not sure if I can get there without sinking up to my knees. Oh well. It has wild sedum or wild stone crop growing there on the stone, and it's got the starting to flower. Talking about this stuff there. And I'm standing right next to this, and said velvety leaves, and they're big leaves, as you can tell. So, said toilet paper plant. But anyway, moving on. Here's a patch of that wild stone crop that I could get a little closer to. There's even a little bit growing up in this little cave here, and there's more right here. You can kind of see the flowers here, and the leaves. It's related to the ornamental stuff that we've got, but yeah, it's all over this cliff here, which is nice to see something native. And then there's dandelions up there. But at any rate, moving on. These are little flowers, but still a massive bumblebee there. But yeah, these little clusters here. This is awesome. I'm thinking this may be a surface berry. It's definitely not a Callery pear. I'm having a hard time figuring it out because it looks like there's multiple stems back there intertwined. I'm seeing like this is a different plant than the one with the flowers. But yeah, got a nice smell to it, whatever it is. I said I want to say it's a service berry. Service berries are a nice native substitute for the Callery pear and the flowering crab apples and everything. The bees love it like they don't love anything else. So look at all those little bees of all shapes and sizes flying around up there. But at any rate, moving on. Must be the old set for the what was it, Cialis or Viagra commercials with the bathtub. Never know what you're going to find. See some violets over there, including some white ones, but looks a little treacherous getting there. Thorny and muddy. A little more adventurous from what I can. That's the sound of toads. Got an almost ringing sound. I'll go see what I can find. I'm closer. I don't know how much closer I can get before he shuts up, but it's a toad. Red-winged blackbird. Of course, he puts the tree between me and him. There's a couple more over that way. So the red shoulder patch. No, he's flying off. He's sort of around behind me. But at any rate, out here in the middle of the swampy area looking for the toad. I heard him out here. Don't see him. You probably heard me coming a mile away. Much more stable, even though it's much wetter over here than it was over on the trail where the four-wheelers tear everything up. But at any rate, moving on.